What is up, everybody? It's me, Duke Farley, back at it again here on Lost at Sea, and I am talking to another contestant going into the Ascendance Live Season 4 house. You've seen him before on this podcast multiple times, actually. I'm talking to Kris. Kris, what is up? How are you?
Yo, yes, I've been here around the block once or twice, maybe three times, but who doesn't love the podcast? Glad to be here. Wasn't expecting to be here so soon, but here we are, and I'm excited to divulge into whatever questions you may have for me.
That's awesome, Kris. And I am going to start off with a question that's pretty open-ended just to get the juices flowing. And that is, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Oh, anywhere in the world. Hmm, Brazil.
Ooh.
I would love to. It's always been on my bucket list. I'm a party girl in nature, and where else to party but Brazil? Specifically, Rio de Janeiro. I want to be there. I want to live that energy and breathe it and dance with everybody. And plus, Brazilians are just gorgeous people. Love you, Brazil.
That's a very good choice, I think, Kris. Brazil not was not on my radar, but I think it is now.
Oh, bless.
But before you go to Brazil, you will be making a stop in, I believe, Tennessee, where Ascendance Live Season 4 house is located. When you
I mean,
go
I'll
there,
take it.
you'll take it. When you go there, say you're able to bring one superpower with you. What would you bring and how would you utilize it?
Ooh, this is interesting. One superpower. I guess I can't go meta and like create some broken power that I can just abuse
You
infinitely.
sure could. It was a very open-ended question. So if you want to go and break the question, go for it.
Um, hmm. Okay, I'm gonna say two questions because I like breaking the, or two answers because I love breaking the rules. So the first answer would would be the power of suggestion. It's been always a power that I thought would be cool. Basically, it's kind of like the same powers a vampire would have, just saying something and someone being compelled to do so. It's very, I found that power to be super, I mean, for lack of better words, powerful. It's broken. I don't know. I just thought it was that's what made vampires really cool. I was a huge Vampire Diaries fan, Twilight, like all of those. So I just found that aspect of vampires to be broken and I wanted it, especially when it comes to playing these games. Imagine how broken I would be. I would win every game. It wouldn't make it fun, but but yeah, that would be one power. And to go with the fun route, um,
I think that's
the
pretty fun.
oh, thank you, thank you. And the fun route would be shapeshifter because I feel like growing up, one of my favorite heroes was Beast Boy from Teen Titans, and I came up with so many different animals I would love to be. Specifically in Ascendance, I'd probably be a literal fly on the wall, just getting all the tea and flying away, safe and sound. Um, and maybe change it to something that's nocturnal so that when nighttime comes, I don't get impacted by lack of sleep. So there we go.
Would you ever shapeshift into a snake?
Oh, I don't have to shapeshift into a snake. I'm completely a snake this game. No need to turn into that.
That power would also come pretty in handy during the hierarchy challenge because you could be all the animals.
That is correct. I mean, if someone came to me and was like, "Who are you?" and I turned into a lion, how can you argue against that? I wouldn't.
You don't want to fuck with lions.
Don't
Let's
fuck
be
with
real.
cats.
Two very, very interesting powers there, Kris. Hopefully you can garner those and bring them with you at some point.
I'm channeling
Before
those energies.
channel those in. and that would be very interesting to watch. But my next question is centered around the kind of the theme of the season. We're talking duos here, dueling
Mm.
duos. So I wanted to ask you, what is something that you bring to your duo that you find is kind of a strength of yours, um, that maybe your duo partner doesn't have? And then what is something that Kris brings to your duo that maybe you don't have?
Okay, I was just about to ask if I could be like, oh, Kris. So, yes, I feel like since it's a duos game, there's going to be one vet, one returnee. Immediately, I thought about this question, what I bring to Kris, and what I feel like I bring to the table is a seasoned vet. Even though I didn't make it far originally on my season, I played the online version of Ascendance. I played the actual live version of Ascendance, and I was part of production of the ongoing season of, well, I don't know when this episode is going to be released, but season three, I was on the production of season three of Ascendance. Um, that being said, I feel like I've eaten, lived, breathed Ascendance for the past year and a half, maybe two. Um, and so I bring that to the table. I know that Kris is a newbie. We both have very similar energies, and we both are named Kris. So it's going to be very chaotic, wild card, but positive energy all season. And I feel like whenever that can ever grow out of control, I know when to reel things in and keep calm and stable under the intensities and the high pressures that Ascendance throws at you.
Okay. Say there's an opportunity for you to turn on your partner. Would you take that opportunity? Um, and why would you?
I thought about this. Kris and I've discussed this. Um, we said no matter what, we're going to stay loyal to each other. And I do plan on honoring that. That being said, I did allude earlier that I am going to be acting more like a snake, having more snake-like tendencies. So in the game, I will never say never, but I will do as I what I can to keep the promises that I make. If I have to break them, that's how Ascendance works.
So that was kind of a little bit of like maybe you would turn on Kris.
If under very extreme circumstances and if it makes sense for my game. Ultimately, I am playing to win.
Speaking of winning, would you rather be hated and win this game or lose and be loved?
Hmm. I'm just gonna say hated and winning because I'm just, oh my God, this is gonna sound so horrible to say,
Say it.
but who cares if people hate me? I've grown up most of my life like worrying about what people think of me, and that is just for the birds. Like, I want to win, and if you hate me for winning, you'll grow to love me later with my crown.
Yes. Secure the crown first and then worry about the hatred.
Exactly.
I think that's a great strategy to live by.
Thank you.
Um, Not saying this is going to happen, but per se, you lose this season. What would be the reason
Again.
why?
um,
I did not say that. You said that.
no, it's okay. We were all thinking it. If I were to lose the game, the reason why is because it would be why I would lose every single game that I've ever played thus far, and it's trusting the wrong people. And playing any social game, you need some sort of trust, some form of trust, and that can take you a long way. But knowing when to cut off ties with certain people to make you go farther in the game is something that is learned, at least for me. And I think I've definitely learned that. So hopefully I can recover from being a super nice, person that I portrayed in season 2 and evolve into a more calculative um, and I don't know, more strategical threat this game.
What's something that you want to accomplish this season?
I want to make it to jury. That is something I've never done in Ascendance history. But beyond that, I just want to be able to confidently say after the game that I've made moves in the game, whether if they worked out ultimately in my favor or not. I want to say that I've been proactive, and I want to control fate a little bit in this game, and make more friends. So yeah, I would say that.
How do you go about controlling fate? That kind of drew me in a little bit when you said that. How do you go about doing that this season?
In season 2, I touched upon this on our last pod on my exit interview, but I spent a lot of time in groups of people and kind of listening in and taking in information and not really contributing to the pool of information. I was more like an information bank that people confided in. I want to be controlling some of the narrative, whether it be early in the game or in the middle of the game. It depends on what benefits me and who is there. I have different plans for whoever I see. But yeah, I just want to be able to give and not take so much because that's important in Ascendance. And if you just listen and you don't contribute to anything, it's easy to get steamrolled and being put into situations where you can't control what happens. And I not necessarily want to be in control all the time, but I at least want to be in the know.
Yeah. Say you go into the house this season and you see somebody that was a part of your demise in your first season. Are you
Mhm.
looking for revenge here?
Um, I'm not looking for revenge, but if a narrative, if revenge gets expressed narratively this season, I would also live for that, and I would enjoy it with a bucket of popcorn each episode, and I hope viewers would love it too.
I think they would. Kris, those are all the questions that I have prepared for you at this moment. But is there anything else interesting about anything on your mind that you want to talk about before we conclude the preseason interview?
Oh my, you went easy on me. I was like, oh my God, be prepared with all these questions. Um, I no, I'm just very excited to see who I see. I feel like this is going to be a very cutthroat season, and I'm excited to see where I stand in all of the chaos. Um, that being said, I am super excited to show Ascendance and whoever I meet there my evolved me from season 2. Um, and hopefully I just find a power this time. I've never done that before. If I do, that would be wonderful. I've been exposed to many hiding spots in this particular house, so I know where to scan, where to look up and down, which nook and cranny. And I'm
You
ex
think they're going to switch it up this season, though?
Oh yeah, for sure. They're not going to hide in the same spot, which it's going to make it easier for me because I know where not to look. Um, I'll still look in the same spots because who knows? But if it's not there the first time, I'll know why. Um, and what else do I want to say before I go? Yeah, I'm just excited to be just an evolved me and show that on TV.
Excited to watch you give it in a second go here, Kris, and your partner, Kris, as well. I look forward to watching you this season, and
I
hopefully, I don't speak to you for a while.
Yes, retweet. Although we might talk for different purposes, but for this reason, absolutely not. I was gonna say, what do you think about our duo, the Chris's? I've been meaning to ask you.
It's going to be interesting to follow along the season with the double Chris's. I think it'll be a fun little it's a rememberable duo because
Fun
both of you guys
fact.
are Kris.
I've always played an Ascendance Live where there was multiple Chris's. Season 2, season 3. Or not season 3, season 4.
Did you
uh,
strategically pick your partner for that reason?
no, I did not. Kris actually picked me. um, so that's a little fun fact. But I'm hopefully we'll be known as, oh my gosh, yes, it's the Chris's, and no, it's and not it's, oh my god, it's the Chris's. Ugh.
And I think
That's
that's a perfect note to end on here, Chris.
yeah.
So I will